Hey guys, welcome to this week's Q&A. You'll have to excuse, we got a bunch of kids over in the back of the boat and they're making lots of noise. I'm fixing to go kill them all. Well, I want to thank all you guys for watching, and we're going to jump right into the Q&A this week. First one comes from one of our members, Carrie Eisenhower Sailors. She asks, if someone needs medication that they take on a regular basis, how do they get refills of that medication? Great question, Carrie, and thanks for watching the show. First of all, we provision, Renee takes the medicines and so does Anna did when she was on the boat. And so we try to get 2 to 3 months worth of medications up front, because you're not going to be out here any longer than 2 or 3 months before you run across a pharmacist or a chemist who can resupply those prescriptions. Once you go to a place out here, your doctor, you can go see a doctor, you can show them the scripts that you have most of the time, and they'll renew your scripts for you at the local pharmacy. But you might have to see a local doctor and show them the scripts that you're taking, and they'll renew those. And most non-narcotic scripts out here, we was able to get a year's supply from our doctors back home in the States, or whoever that might be. Now, a lot of you guys out there right now are asking, and I'm just bringing this up, why has my lip got a little bitty hairline mustache on it? I do that because we're doing a lot of diving right now. We're diving the Rainbow Reef out here. It's a beautiful place to dive, and so we're diving every day, and my mask doesn't seal. I've tried Vaseline, I've tried all kinds of things, but the best thing is to shave it and make it look stupid like this, so that you guys can have something to laugh about and laugh with me or laugh at me, whatever your choice is, but we have options there of what we want to do. And once again, Carrie, thanks for watching and thanks for the question. Next question is from another one of our members, Carrie Neal. He asked, what was your initial blueprint for starting and growing your channel and web presence? And what mistakes did you make that you would definitely do differently now? Great question, Carrie, and thanks for watching the show. We didn't start out to have a YouTube channel. It's totally accidental, pure chance that we did it. Renee's always been talented, very talented at YouTube and making home making home movies of our family when we go on trips, long before we ever started selling. So she just knows how to tell a story on film like very few people can. She's very, very gifted at that and putting that puzzle together. And when she started putting those puzzles together and those stories together, it was too many people just wanted us to put that out there and show it to the rest of the world. And we finally did that, and we became a public family. And you know, that does have its drawbacks. You ask what mistakes did we make? You know, we do have some regrets about some of the things we put out because they're taken out of context. And we've taken some videos down that didn't come across right. They didn't come across well. I get a little political sometimes, but the one thing we're going to be is real. And so those are probably the only regrets we have. We still believe in the message we put out. It just didn't come across right. So once again, Carrie, thanks for watching the show, and thanks for supporting us out here. All right, next up on the Q&A is Mr. David James. David James, thanks for watching the show and becoming a member. Early episodes, Keith mentioned about another daughter from a previous marriage, and while I haven't caught up with episodes, I'm wondering if she's been able to join you guys. Plus, Renee called Keith grandpa, so I'm wondering, was that a joke? David, great question. What was the question? Yeah, David, great question about my oldest daughter, Tate. Yes, she's from a previous marriage, and she's married and has our little baby, Ophelia. She's just a sweet, love baby there is. I love her so much. I get to talking like this when I think of Ophelia. But,
hi, Ophelia.
Hi, Ophelia.
Hi, Tate. Hi, Ben.
Anyway, they're busy living their lives, so they really haven't had the time, and with COVID, they haven't been able to make a time to come out here and be on the boat. We would love them to come live with the boat for us for a year. You know, it would be a great experience. We'd love it. We've begged them to come out here, but you know how young people are. They got their lives going. They're in the middle of being a mom, being a dad, and so once again, that's that. And yes, I am a grandpa. Ophi's a year and a month old now. A year and 2 months.
May, so.
Oh, she's a year and 4 or 5 months old now. Sorry, Opie, I was a little behind. I still think of you, a little sweet baby. Anyway, so David also wants to know, what do we consider to be our greatest adventure? And I tell you, the greatest adventure out here, when you boil it down, and another guy asked, is it always just, do we ever sit back and relax and reflect on our lives, or is it just all play? What's the bigger meaning of life? And the greatest adventure for me, personally, is not knowing what tomorrow brings. You know, we left New Zealand. We knew we could get into Fiji. We had permission to get into Fiji. Big risks there because we don't know where we can go for cyclone season. But I like living like that. I like not knowing what tomorrow brings. That's the whole reason we left the world we lived in, is because I didn't like knowing what tomorrow brings. My biggest fear in the world, a neighbor of mine when we was back in Texas a while back, asked me, he said, Keith, what's your biggest fear? And I said, my biggest fear is being your neighbor and dying right here in this house and knowing that my life starts and ends in this house, in this neighborhood, and that's my whole life. And my kids will do the same thing, only in a different neighborhood. That scares me to death, of knowing that I know the outcome of my life. I know how it's going to turn out. I know it's not going to be that much different. So once again, David, the greatest adventure we have out here is the adventure of not knowing. David, once again, I want to thank you for watching the show, and thanks for supporting us out here, and appreciate the question. Moving right along, we've got a question from this is from Mr. Mark Smith, and he says, do you ever have down days where you question if you have done the right thing, or is it always as perfect as it appears on YouTube? Well, my life is pretty perfect, I have to say it. No, we do have down days. We do have days out here where the monotony of living on a boat gets to us. Me and Renee, we have a marriage just like every other marriage in the world. We fight, we argue, we get dissatisfied, we take each other for granted. Our daughters are back in Texas. We're missing their lives, but our children here are having a time of their life. And so it's always a struggle. We have should we be back home supporting Anna, and our baby Ophelia's growing up? Those are the questions we second guess all the time. So yeah, it's not always perfect. It's a matter of fact, 90% of the time it's probably, we're struggling all the time to not take each other for granted, not take our children for granted, not take this life for granted out here. So it's like anything, you eat too much chocolate and it starts to taste bad. Well, this life can do the same thing to you, just like marriage, just like anything else. So Mark, we want to thank you for watching the show, and thanks for supporting us out here. What's wrong?
It's just windy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know, it's moving off though. Boat's going to switch around.
It's intermission. Waiting for the wind to die. Keith needed a snack. I think the wind kind of died.
All right. Next question coming to you live is from Rob. Question, I saw in one of your videos where you're replacing the safety lines that go all the way around the boat. I see you use 2 different types of rope to complete the job. What type of rope, and what was the diameter of each? Well, we use Dyneema or Amstel, and I think it's 6 millimeter. I use 6 millimeter. That's the only kind I used. I used a different color on some of them, but most of it's gray, and we just changed it all out because it's lighter and you don't have to polish the turnbuckles or anything like that. So
I love my life!
Once again, it's the Z Crew. Well, Rob, I hope that answers your question, and thanks for watching. The next question up is from Madcap Monster. How do the guitars cope with the salt water? Well, they don't. We try to keep them out of the salt water, but it is humid out here, and they do suffer. The guitars warp, they get moisture in them, and so having an expensive guitar out here is probably not the way to go. As wooden guitars are okay. The second one I bought is a Koa Taylor, and I think that Koa would handle some moisture a lot better. The other one's a cedar top Taylor, and the cedar's kind of warm, but it's also 15-year-old guitar, so it's just showing its age. But once again, Madcap Monster, thanks for watching. All right, this is a deep question from Awesome Brian B. Awesome Brian B, we want to thank you for watching the show. His question is in 20 years, what moment have you had so far that will stick out to you as a moment that helped define your whole journey? Wow. For me, I'm a little different than everybody else. And I've always been a studier of humanity. I study people and humans. I watch humans, and I probably go on a little long on this question, but for me, it's when we went to Auschwitz in Poland, and we went to the Nazi concentration camp, it verified to me what humans are capable of, and that has always been a thing for me personally. I'm not speaking for Renee or my children, but for me, it's always been a thing of understanding humans and what humans are capable of, and realizing that all humans are just, I want to know what people are about. I want to know where they stand. I want to know what they're capable of, and we're all capable of dark things. And that was probably a really, I don't know, it was a life-changing thing, but it was an affirmation of what I already knew humans could do. And after seeing that, it just, having children, that's a life-changing event, especially when you have a lot of children. You cannot be a selfish person. You have to be You have to be a giving person, but you know, those are things that I think stand out in my life is how flawed humanity can be, how great humanity can be, and just, you know, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Awesome, Brian B. But once again, I hope I answered some of your questions, and thanks for watching the show. Next question up is from Mr. Mark Malo. Thanks for watching the show, Mark. I've never seen you guys do any fiberglass work. What's your secret? Don't hit anything. Don't run into something. Oh, I do a little fiberglass work here and there. Some people we cruised with a couple of seasons ago showed me how to do fiberglass, and it's not hard, it's messy, it's nasty, and so I'd rather not hit something, but fiberglass is not rocket science. It's easy to take care of. Great question, Mark, and thanks for watching. Next question is from Mr. Stuart Simmons. Thanks for watching the show, Stuart. Can you single hand your boat? Yes, I can. I can single hand this boat. It's not hard. It's an easy boat to run. I don't know. I've launched my asymmetrical by myself, and I've taken it down by myself. It's not easy. I'm not proud of some of those moments, but once again, yes, you can single hand this boat all day long if it's just the main and Genoa. Every day you can do that. Stuart, thanks for watching, and thanks for the question. Guys, once again, I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about gear or anything like that, you can go to our website. You can check out what kind of school curriculum we use, what kind of computers we use to edit videos, cameras, drones, all that things at our website at sailingzatara.com. You can find all that there. Plus, you get to see more pictures of me.
No.
No?
Nope.
There's no pictures of me?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell. It'll notify you when we got a new episode coming out. And share it with your friends and family. Show everybody that rednecks can have fun on the water, too. And as always, guys, I look forward to seeing you guys out there on the water.